everybody. Today we are really lucky. We have the duo of Erin and Ross here today. They are going to be performing tonight at Kenosha Creative Space. Guys, welcome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
There.
Tell us a little bit about the event.
Go ahead.
We are in town doing another project, family project, and we wanted to rustle up a little gig to play here in town, and so we asked around for a few places, and signs pointed towards the creative space. So we got there.
And your event tonight starts at 6 p.m.
6 o'clock.
And how's that going to roll out for people?
Well, hopefully a few people will show up, and they have a nice little grand piano in there, and it's really an opportunity for Erin and I to get a chance to play with her dad. Really the reason why we're doing this.
Well, we love what you guys done. Tell us about how you put this duet together and some of your other backgrounds. What was the first thing that made you guys want to play music?
We played music together. Actually, we met at Abilene, which is a bar in Rochester, around 11:30 at night, and it said I was there studying for my exams, and Ross was there because he knows the owner, Danny Deutsch, pretty well. So I had played there once before because it's sort of an accidental thing, but he knew I could play horn, and he knew I could sing, and so Ross was visiting, and they were chatting, and I was going out to my car to get my horn to play, and you can tell this part because
The short answer is we met late at night, 12 o'clock, as the bar was emptying, and we just got up on stage, and I wiggled my way in, and we played about 6 songs acoustically with no microphones or anything, and it felt incredible.
Yeah.
And I was ready to go back to Nashville the following week, and we both looked at each other like, did that really happen? And you want to do a gig? And we did one like 3 days later.
So you postponed your
return
to Nashville, and how long did that postponement last?
up until today.
3 years, and now we've been
still have the return.
We've been back now. We did actually go back. I went with you, but we've been. It's an incredible
One of the
city.
things I'm fascinated that you guys is the combination of instruments and the little niche they fall into American music. How did that genesis come about? You don't think too much of horns and acoustic guitars and
No.
folkies and.
It's really, I would say, it's a culmination of a very honest culmination of who we are. Like I started playing horn, when I was 12, and always wanted to sing with a big band, and I really loved jazz, and I was like, well, I just want to play horn. And when growing up, and like they would talk about the horns in jazz band, and, well, there aren't any horns in jazz band, but so I kept pestering people, and I kind of started learning on my own, and then I got to do a little more as time went on, and actually when I was living in Norway, I got to play more with jazz. They were a little more open to the idea, and then it really hit off when I was visiting my grandmother in Palm Springs, and they have a lot of places where they really preserved the Frank Sinatra era big band kind of, and later jazz combos, and so I started playing there, and figured out what I didn't know, and it's a whole different level of being familiar with your instrument. So I had sort of done that ahead of time, and when I met Ross, he had been writing. I mean, he has 5 of his own records out, and he had been writing, and music and being a guitar singer songwriter, and so it was kind of like, this is what I brought to the table, and that's what he brought to the table, and like he said, it was one of those situations where musically it works, and when you find something like that, you'd be crazy not to keep working it. So
See what you mean, Ross. What's the genesis of you as a musician before all this happened?
Well, singer. I look at myself as a poetry. I like words. I've always tried to put I play guitar because it's a chance for me to talk over music, I think, and had a pretty long career of playing in local rock and roll bands, and then worked my way into a studio situation, which was very wonderful. In the 80s, I did a lot of big league television production, and national music for the Olympics, and got to work with orchestras and all kinds of wonderful opportunities to do. Unlike making a record where it takes you years for it to ever maybe get out, work on TV music, it's next week it's on the air, and that was wonderful. And I know that you guys know about that production end of it, and yeah, so I've always had this really great affinity for orchestral music, but I kind of thought it was over my head, being a street guy and learning music, no formal background, and being with Erin, it's that organically, it's like, oh, it's just music, it's all music, and I think that's one of the things that makes our music kind of naively refreshing, even though we call it a new kind of old. Somebody gave it that name, and it's a blending of all of our pasts.
Well, after hearing some of it, we really love it around here. Can I ask if the family project that also brings you here is publicly discussable?
Oh yes,
Absolutely.
very much so. Yeah, it's a really, really cool thing actually. My sister Keely and her fiance Nick and his college, one of his really good college friends named Caleb Bingham. They also have last names, Nick Huff and Keely Peter.
Nick
Huff, yeah,
and he's a local guy.
And he went to Carthage and as did Kayla, and I guess her husband Rick has also been really instrumental in sort of they've been like the core of this whole opera project. Nick's a singer, and my sister Keely is also a singer, and this has been a dream of theirs for some time, and they were set to actually do the premiere last summer, but because of COVID, of course, I think it gave them a chance to take a step back and actually do even more with it. So what is happening is they are starting the Kenosha Opera Festival, and it's intended to be a summer festival that has an intern program and works with young singers, and features world-class leads, guest artists, and uses an orchestra. And so, I mean, it's an amazingly high-quality production, especially for the first year out of a new company. And to see what they've done is just really humbling and awe-inspiring. I mean, to see how much work and effort and connection with the community they really want to they've established and want to continue to establish. So it premieres this Friday and Saturday, and the opera is Les Filles du Régiment, or the Daughter of the Regiment, and it is in French, but they'll have subtitles and all of the dialogues in English. So
it's a wonderful production.
It's really funny.
Coincidentally, 2 years ago, I saw Erin's sister do this very opera, which was my first opera, in Saratoga, New York, in the most beautiful hall with all of this world-class cast. And it's just a great, funny, loving piece of work. And the talent that's here, the director is from Europe. He flew in to do this. He was doing it Zoom, but he's in town for the finish. The conductor, who's a world-class conductor, she's up from Florida. Her parents, who are principals in orchestras, they're up from Arkansas. Erin, PhD, from Rochester. So there's a lot of people who came here just to do this.
Yeah. And
I've been watching the last 2 weeks of rehearsal, although they've been working on this for months, auditioning people for roles and stuff. It is, I think they've accomplished their mission. This is a really cool show.
Well, it sounds exciting. We're enthused. Are there dates, times, and tickets?
Yes, tickets are available online at the Kenosha Opera Festival's website. And the times are 7 p.m. this Friday and Saturday. And that's it for this first run. They're doing those 2 performances, and I think that was all of the question.
Yeah, and I think,
I think that was all
what
the
they've done these
information.
2 weeks up to there
Yeah.
is they've had like several master classes. They have
Yeah.
a youth program where they've had young people learning about opera and actually performing. They've had the general open to the general public where people can come in and do a master class with a world class soprano and tenor. So it's really I think like I'll throw you guys a little plug here, just like Jeff's project here in this theater, in this whole theater district, being in between, Chicago and Milwaukee. To me, this has been a very big eye-opening experience. This little area and what you guys are doing, what they're doing, I hope I'd like to live 10 years down the road and see what this possibly could be.
And then finally, do you guys mind playing us out with a piece?
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that. We were actually talking about what we do today. We have a song one of the first songs that we wrote together didn't make this record. The one that you've heard, the one that's on our website. It may get on the next one. So I guess we talked about actually playing it today.
Yeah. It's a great song.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the weekend.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's pretend it's forever, this love that we don't understand. Try to surrender and get all that we can. I've never felt anything so achingly brilliant and true. What is it about you? Perhaps it's the way that you look at me, that twinkle in your eye. No surprise, I'm hooked, boy. You got me all tongue-tied. I've never met anyone who can make me feel the way that you do. What is it about you? Yeah. Oh, what is it about you? Let's say we got lucky, right place, right time. Call us courageous or call us blind. Call us two lovers who got all wrapped up in a rhyme. Oh, what is it about you? Yeah, what is it about you? Oh, all those plans that we made before we met, well, they've all been put on hold. I guess that's just the way it goes. Also, I've been told now anything's possible. Maybe dreams really do come true. Oh, baby, what is it about you? Maybe dreams really do come true.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you so
Jeff.
much. Yeah, thank you guys.